Art is all around us, quite literally. I'm in Janine
I guess it was last Thursday morning, and we hadn't really seen her. I don't think many people, I think there's a few really close friends who had taken her through that last part of her journey when she got sick and then went to the hospital. And we'd been hearing reports of that, of her condition, but obviously not really knowing, what was really happening. Was she fighting and winning? Was she fighting and losing? And then on Wednesday night, I guess we heard she was going into hospice. And as the festival things, I guess we've worked with her as long as any group has, and she's obviously that special person to us. But there was a special award that the board had agreed she was going to receive, on opening night of our 25th anniversary season. And obviously the thought was she won't make it to that point, or certainly look that way. So we felt we had to get over there and see her and make the presentation to her. She wasn't conscious at the time, but she was breathing, and her daughter said today that she thinks she was hearing what was being said. So I think let's believe that that's the condition that she was in, and she knows she got the award. It's a Festival Excellent Builders Award. Special people for the festival that make things happen, and Kareen was that person. We gave away 10 in our 10th year for people who were the initial founders, and we haven't given away one since. That's 15 years, but we had to give one to her. She'd done so much, even though she was a board member and expected to do all these contributions. She, as she does with everything, kind of takes it to an extra mile and did things that, pushed the envelope everywhere, and she deserved the award, and we wanted so much to have her know that she got it, and so maybe she does. No, she's pushed every envelope we've had as far as pushing it, but she had brand excellence always. I mean, you go back to the business world, she was an individual, but she always wanted us to be cutting edge. She always wanted to be the best we could be. She wouldn't settle for something that wasn't the way it should have gone. And again, there's no one else like her.
So I've been friends with Kareen for quite a long time. I have a funny story about meeting her for the first time after her first round of cancer, when she decided she wanted to get in better shape, and we had a rowing club at the time. So this little tiny woman hops in the boat and starts rowing and telling us, well, I want to get back in shape, and the only thing is, I hope they're not too tippy because I can't really swim. So I said, what? We had life jackets, but it's a rowing shell, so they're very, very tippy. Anyway, so that was the first time I met her, and then I met her when I joined the board, and was bowled away by her enthusiasm and her creativity and all her ideas. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I could go on forever, but you just sit beside her and feel, just creatively inspired and creatively inspired. I'm just gonna miss this, reach for the sky. And she'd phone me up and give me these pep talks that, the glass is only half full, Suzanne. The glass is always half full. And even she and I and Helena shared going through cancer together, and like her, her, just go for it. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just go for the treatment. You'll feel better. Just do whatever you have to. And I put together a little documentary on using creativity to get through it, and that's what she did. She used her creativity just to keep going. So, yeah, she's going to be so missed. Yeah, really missed a lot.
She was such a huge part of, I would say, my life and my family's life. And I'll tell you, when I first met Kareen too, and I didn't even meet her, I would drive my kids to school every morning, and while we were driving to school, there was this Scottish lady that would come on the radio and talk about Swiss chalet chicken. And she would describe her chicken in that sort of warm, velvety voice that she had, right? She'd say, talk about the creamy chicken, and my kids always called her the Scottish lady. And we didn't know who she was, but we knew that it was the Scottish lady. Well, when I joined the board in, I think, 2005, she was one of the first people I met, and I realized she's the Scottish lady. But I had seen her around town as well. I mean, she was just she was someone that, like, you can describe Kareen, but when you think of Kareen, she was a champion for so many people, and she saw the best in everyone, and in particular, she saw the best in artists. When I joined the board, she became president the year after, and she was there for 3 years. And I would just hang on every word she said because she was so creative. And it fed my inner creative too when I would listen to her ideas, the free little library and the piano. But she also did, when Prince William had his son, Prince George, she did a parade down Main Street with the baby, and we created, like, she would come up with the ideas and then we would do them, right? So I created this little plastic, or this doll that we had in a baby carriage. When she did the piano, I think I painted it for 3 years, but it was her idea, get jacked. We got to carve pumpkins. So Kareen always came up with amazing ideas. She was just so creative, and her fashion sense, right? There was nobody like Kareen. And I mean, the Tiffany Stones, when she did that project, and I'm so glad she did that project. And I was, my husband and I were both one of the rugged individuals that she asked to be a part of that. And it was just, that's so Kareen, thinking outside the box and doing something that is, nobody had ever thought of, but she was gonna do it. The chats that we would have, and the things that she would tell me, and she was a very private person, but I think sitting with her and just getting to know her maybe the last 2 or 3 years, even more than ever, I will miss her. I will really miss her. I don't even have the words to say. We will all miss her.
And sometimes you never realize what the dreams are going to be like. But right now, I'm just standing on the edge, and I am absolutely thrilled with this show.